Yeah, I think JNUG's in liquidation mode. Like, it's not a buy. You know what I mean? All right, so now look, we're in a little bit of a range here. We had the big fade, but now we've kind of two-tapped it here. So what we need to see is, do we play around back and forth in the range, or do we start to break over the 20 EMA? If we break over the 20 EMA, we know it's a long, but we need that 9 EMA to cross over the 20 to get going. Otherwise, it's just all fool's gold. You come back to the bottom of the range. What's up, players? We don't need to push anything either because it's been a nice, easy shredder this morning. You know what? In extreme fear, I don't even think gold matters. Yeah, you're right. Because if you really think about it, like, you know, what's happening with the markets, Andrew? This is like a liquidation. People are selling. So, like, why does anybody care about gold, you know? And you can see gold actually, I mean, gold broke down anyways, you know. Now it's, granted it's at the lower Bollinger Band, but it broke down. Rogan. Hey, Miss Giffer, what's going on? Ryan, how you doing? This market's nasty, so we had a 1,000-point gap. We've already faded it back off. So I think that, you know, we may have to put our short hats back on. The one thing to remember, though, is, you know, on Fridays, the boogeyman comes out. Like, you can get a squeeze out of nowhere on a Friday. But you can see here, we ran into 20 EMA, so now I think we've refade a little bit. Yeah, Trezor, SQQ is a good one because, you know, when the market pulls back, SQQ goes up, so that's good. Watch this UVXY here. We tapped into the 20. Now we're starting to hold. You know, this thing could come right back into, you know, the 30 spot. Hey, Ali, what's up, baby? Man, Bitcoin got so smoked. Today is Friday the 13th. That's when the boogeyman does come out. Hey, Miss Wanda.
Hello.
You got the sniffles?
Do I have no?
Okay, just make sure. My sister told me if you see any old people and they got sniffles, they got corona. You stay away from them.
Look, I wore gloves to the grocery store yesterday.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just telling you what my sister said, Miss Wanda. She's a doctor.
I wore rubber gloves.
I'm just teasing, Miss Wanda. I'm not teasing that much, though. You get those sniffles, then you're going to have to quarantine yourself in the downstairs room. I'll bring the groceries for you. Yeah, Trezor, how you doing? Good. Well, let's finish our... while we're slow, we'll finish our market recap, guys, from the morning trades. Actually, ended up being a pretty hot morning beyond this stupid Oxy trade. Work worked out really well. You know, took some change on work. CCL. You know, we even got nice ones on TVIX, TQQ, and then, you know, these last fades were really good too. So we got I think we had a positive morning for, you know, what's going down with the market. You know, one thing to remember is, you know, one of the reasons when you get a gap up in the markets like we did today, like, you almost have to fade it off back into the EMAs, just due to the fact that, like, if you look here, every big spike we've had in the markets, it's like been faded off aggressively. So if you look back, even, you know, even this particular day, so this would have been on what, a month, today's 13th, so Monday, you know, we gapped up huge, but then we faded off like most of the games. So everything is, you know, at this point, like, this market is what we'd call like guilty till proven innocent. You know what I mean? But I think, you know, the easy play, you know, the easy plays are still like kind of getting into some of these ORBs and stuff like this. So we got a nice trade on work in the morning. This is like a classic setup, but we could have actually had a little bit better entry, I think. If you look over, we shorted this thing, for the ORB. It's like this thing gapped down on some bad earnings, and then it popped back up, and then now you got this thing, right, fading all the way back. But, I shorted this thing when it, essentially broke the ORB, and I was actually trying to get it closer to 19. The issue on this one was the SSR was on. So, I ended up kind of getting filled a little bit before the ORB, and we ended up with a nice shred. But that's like that's your classic bear market setup that you got to do. Like that setup works. I mean, that setup works every single time, when you nail like the proper entry. Any stock that's got bad earnings, like you'll see this thing just get shredded right at the open, especially in this kind of market. Like it's not a good market to really long anything. So you just got to be really careful with everything that goes down. So that ended up being a pretty good play. But I think our big, our kind of big, the good ones that we had today, the one that I thought was like good entries and stuff. Once we faded off at the open and we started to hold at the EMAs, we took this TQQ long, and frankly, like it rolled back over here, but we got a nice shred on it along with like the TVIX short, into this. But the good thing is, when we start to reverse them, so as soon as like they come back and hit the VWAPs, you gotta come back and you gotta come back and reverse. That's why we went long on the UVXY and stuff. It's that's like your classic. That's your classic setup. Hey Ryan, every option play, I think so, because the implied volatility on options is like in a certain way. So when you get them, you don't always get like the cheapest pricing for them. Yeah, I don't think JNUG is a short anymore, because if you think about this, we had this thing short, it was only a day trade, but we had this thing short at $100, like this thing's at $8. Like, how much more meat do we have on it? I don't know. That's not really, to me, that's not like a high reward play anymore. Like, you can take it for some scalps and stuff when you get the intraday trends, but I don't know if we necessarily have like anything that's that meaty. Good. Andrew, how was your day? Hey Danny, what's up, baby? How are you? Yeah, what I'm watching now, like, see how like this UVXY, TVIX, like they're hanging out right at the 20 EMAs. Frankly, every time they test the 20 EMA, they tend to bounce. At least the last 2 weeks, they tested 20 EMA and they rip back. So, yeah, I do think, until they break under, I don't think we have like, long. Like, frankly, this thing is flagging. Like, it may push back higher. So, we had a nice long in it, but I think we may get another one here, it being Friday and stuff. But there's always questions. Friday, man, they turn the jets on Friday sometimes, the PPT, Federal Reserve. I think what time's the repo program, guys? I think the repo program's at like 1:30, so they'll push 500 billion into the market. If they can push it, that's great. But if they can't push it, then all of a sudden, like, it's lights out for the market. Ooh, TRY puts, huh? Yeah, I think the easy play, definitely this morning was trying to hit these on the double bottom, hitting these volatility plays. Yo, so TLT is like the bond BTF. I watched this TMF, which is the 3X ETF. And frankly, it looks like it wants to bust loose here and go red to green. So the dotted line is the red to green spot. I think that can be, that can be something that squeezes, because you're down from 60. So I would definitely keep that on your watch list too, Ryan. Yeah, I think the play for now, us guys, is like, look, if this UVXY starts to remount and break this trend line, we'll have to short the market and do what we have to do. But it's not a given. If you really think about it, it's got to build a little bit. It could break under, and then, we may have to long. Yeah, I do think UVXY probably dies in the next, 2 weeks or so. It's just a matter of timing. Like, how high does it have to go, before everybody gets squeezed and gives up on it? As soon as, I think the big tell in the market is like when you start getting like virus news type stuff and you just shake it off, like the market shakes it off. That's when you'll know. You'll be like, all right, like no longer are we, no longer are we in the danger zone. So when you start going in and you say like, all right, like the market gets hit, like this guy has virus, this guy has virus, all that kind of shit. When that starts to happen, but the market stops tanking, that's a change in character, and then at that point, we can say like, all right, like we've got a potential bottom on this. Dusky, you still short this Oxy? Yeah, all cash probably the way to go for now. I think the 20 EMAs is like what we start to watch, and then, if we start to bust over, then, we may have something. Danny, in terms of your IRAs and stuff, like if you're thinking, like there's a lot of stocks like Shop, this thing is sitting on its 200 SMA, it's down from like 600, like Microsoft is kind of at its 200, this is at 192. These are and you got like a lot of support on these. So I think like some of these are going to be like safer names, obviously. I think those are going to be definitely some nice plays. Ryan, I'm not like an expert in options pricing, to be honest. I just know like if volatility goes up, like the easy money on the options just like disappears. Like you gotta really. I got some friends that trade options, and you gotta know your stuff. Jacob, my Hebrew friend, how are you? Not selling a single poke. You know what? I don't like shorting the market into a hole. I mean, I'll do it for day trades and stuff, but I don't want to do it like I can't. I'm not holding overnight. One thing that happened, like in market tanks a little bit more. I mean, yeah, you just get like nasty gaps all the time to the upside. They fade off a lot, so you almost got to just play with the ebb and flow of it all. Jacob, you still working in New York? Watch this UVXY. Yeah, if this thing starts to hold and if it breaks over the 9 EMA, I think that's where, that's where we start looking at it. But I don't got a play on it right now because it's just sitting on support. Yeah, you can see even like the market's in range right now. So if you always think about the market as like a box, right? When you start to break one range, you start a new one. Now we really kind of need to get back over, these levels for it to really start to push. Jacob, where you living at? You still working at S&B? Are you back in Oklahoma or wherever? Oklahoma, Texas? Hey Neil, what's up? What's your play? Look at this drip. This, some of these like ETFs are amazing. They're all like broken and working like bunkers right now. Yeah, lunchtime always a little bit tricky, but we have been getting so for like a decade. Lunch has been like the worst time to trade, but lately, lunch and then post lunch has been like actually pretty good. Yeah, markets. Well, number one, markets don't bottom usually on Fridays, and then like in general, yeah, in general, they're never like just like an easy thing. You know, they take like a little bit of ebb and flow before you start to bottom out. Hold on one sec, guys. I gotta warm up my cafe. No beans for me, just beans and eggs.
Okay. But what did you say?
Black beans and eggs.
Okay. Thought you said no beans for me, just eggs and beans.
No.
I got it now.
Yeah, just some black beans, maybe some eggs.
I got you.
Cool.
On its way.
Yeah, no hurry. I don't care. Watch this 20 EMA here. If we start to break and hold over it, guys, you know, we'll shred this thing long. Ooh, let me take a look at Nike. Yeah, see, all these have the very similar charts, right? They're really just, they're oversold. My only thinking is, you know, if I'm gonna like, if I'm gonna roll with some longs, like when the market starts to reverse, like I want to find the ones that are like the most oversold, like the most stretched. You know, like it'd be like look at this stuff like MGM, right? Like you get 30. The problem is that these companies got really high debt loads, so they get smoked when the market turns down. They get smoked a lot. Denny, what you been buying? Yeah, we're right at this sweet spot here. I'm not sure if it's market's a long or a short yet. The trend for the last couple hours has been down, so you know we have to respect that. Hallelujah. We're starting to build on UVXY. Yeah, I think we got 9 EMA 66. That'll give us the confirmation. I'm not sure we're there yet. Mr. Shinobi! Hey, Miss Gifford, where have you been lately? I get no phone calls, no love, nothing. I'm long some UVXY 0.25. I'm long 66.25. It's raining men. Hallelujah. Miss Gifford, when you're doing that, you got to call me. I'm your guy. Stop under this base. It's the time of day we go half sizes, though. Yeah, half size. Hey, Shinobi, man, you got to hit me up when that's happening. I'm your guy. All right, so we're fading at the 20 EMA on the QQQs. We'll see if we remount here on the VWAP. The big thing is, you know, we got to first hold over the 9 and then take out this trend line. If we do that, then we're good to go. There we go! Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho! We need to break and hold this trend line, though. We got to break and hold the trend line. There's nothing to it yet, but we got to go. And I want you to raise the stop on this to the 66.50. Yeah, just a little bit under the 9. We'll put it down over here. Just kind of trail it higher. Miss Gifford, 517-974-1480. You give me a buzz. And send me your trade journal. Yeah, send me a trade journal before you call me. I'll take a look at it, then I'll give you a buzz. No, I won't kick your butt. Maybe a little. Harrison, where you been? How are you? Got to break this trend line. Guys, the one thing in this market, when it gets volatile like this, man, you get gains, you take them. You don't hold things that long. I mean, it's all about timing perfectly, taking quick shreds. You know, Ryan, I've always had one, so it's just kind of what I do. Yeah, I would say, like, in this market, like, if you get in a trade, it should work fairly quickly. And, you know, you take your gains and you move out, find something else. Nice, Harrison. Your boys can swim. That's amazing. Harrison. Ryan, you know what? And they used to be really expensive, standing desks, but now they're actually really cheap. I mean, you can get them for like a few $100. I got like a big 7-foot long one, so they're a little bit more pricey. Yeah, we're stalling out at this resistance point here. I may lay some off at 67 if it looks like it could fade there. If I get the look. I sold half, 67.03. We'll let the rest ride. It's lunchtime. You get quick trades, you do what you got to do. Stop at the buy price for the rest, so you make it a free trade. So you sell half. So say you have 500 shares, you sell half. Put the stop at the buy price on the rest. Ooh, work is perfect into the VWAP. You're right, Brad. If we get a red candle to hold here, we shred this thing short. Oh boy, look at that UVXY. Yeah, now let's see if we build over this trend line. Build that wall on the trend line. I got you, Mr. Gift. It'll take me like just, a few minutes to go through it, hour. I'll get it and then I'll call you. And then I'll kick your butt. One thing to remember, Mr. Gifford, watch the times. Like when you do your journal too, figure out how long you're holding these things. Because in this market, it's like quick hits. Alright, I'm out the rest of UVXY flat. Stopped out at the buy price on the rest. Stick and move. Ooh, we got the rip over the 20 EMA now. I'm long some TQQ. I'm long some TQQ. I got a half size 4790s. Good. Stop under this level, we'll be good to go. Yeah, MGM looks okay. It's just, what it needs to do is, like base here, close over these EMAs, and I think you got it. All right, TQQ, we want to sell half into this VWAP here. Take profits over at that spot. Ooh, mega penis candle. Yeah, you can, is my email. Good, 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 good. Yeah, now we broke over, so let's see if we start to build. We start to build here. We want to thrust into that VWAP. J&J? Man, I haven't looked at J&J in years. Let me see. Honestly, yeah, I haven't looked at J&J for years. Man, this is a tricky trader. It's a 2 billion share float. When you get like a big float like that, I mean, they just don't have that much range. They zigzag a lot because they got, you know, it's like Algo City. Yes, SPXL could work too, Anshul. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm in TQQ, which is, you know, the NASDAQ version of the XPXL. Singing you could use also if you're having trouble with the journal, Miss Gift. You know, you could upload them to TraderView. Oh, TraderSync is the same shit. Yeah, watch LK over the 20 MA2. That one could be squeezy for later. You know what's interesting is these volatility ETFs are still, I mean, they're still green even though the market's like up a lot. In this market, I have been, Denny. Anything less than that has been too herky-jerky. Like in a hot market that's just like going up and it's slower, you know, you can use like 2 minutes and stuff like that. But I mean, you just can't really do it in this market. Yeah, prevent some shakeouts too. You know, a lot of times people like to trade on like 1 minute and 2 minutes and this minutes, and you end up getting so many shakeouts. We're building. Come on. A little bit more push. Now we got to get over this 48.50. That'll take us right into 48.80. Not much. I got 1,000. 47.90. Forty-eight eighty. I sold half. 48.80. I sold half. Stop at buy price for rest. Make it a free trade. You bear flag on this UVXY now. You know, in this market, you got to flip long, short all the time. We've been long, short, long. You know, you got to move. You got to shake and bake with it all. And any given day, you could be short, long, 5 times. Read, you dirty dog. Oh yeah, let's see if we build a little. Build. I got 4 monitors over here, so yeah, I got things going on everywhere. TTD rounding bottom. Tesla rounding bottom here too. There we go. Now let's push. We need that push, baby. Man, this has been a long week. All right, 49.16. I sold a couple more. I'll keep 1/4 for Lotto. We'll hold the whole day if we have to. Keep a couple hundred shares. We'll see what if we get back to highs. Ooh, look at this thing. If it bleeds out, man, that's going to push the market hard. Yeah, now we're starting to push. All right, amigos, fun times. I just want to check in with everybody, see how you guys were doing. I think we're back on YouTube Live on, what, Monday or something? There's going to be a lot of shredders at the end of the day, so watch this UVXY, watch this TQQ. There's going to be some good stuff. And as always, you guys are more than welcome to hang out in our Discord room. This is the hot spot. These guys are good guys. All these traders been trained by me. Ms. Gifford, send me that journal when you get a chance. Let's make some monies.